those two girls, like, can you please come here? Because in photos it would look very bad. We want to give you good photos as well.
Here.
Please come.
WhatsApp.
Come with the front here.
Yes. It's working.
Those last row girls, can you please get up from there? Please come this side. Come this side. These boys please occupy this row and that row. Last row goes.
David. No. 2 to 4 I guess. Sit. Just focus on her.
Good morning once again. I welcome everyone to the next session. We will have a panel discussion on an entrepreneur's journey of finding an Ikigai, where we have 4 speakers with us to share their valuable inputs. First, I would like to invite Mr. Narasimha Naidu, founder at STEMX, an edtech company which focuses on nurturing school children to become innovators. An innovator and maker, especially good in providing STEM solutions from coding, robotics to 3D printers to humanoid boats. Mr. Narasimha Naidu can be connected for discussions on brand franchise opportunity, leadership and collaborations. Also, if you have any challenges in building STEM service and product model, discussions on new age pedagogy and STEM curriculum designs, and exploring inner human dimensions. Sir, I welcome you for this panel discussion. I would like to request our HOD ma'am to welcome Narasimha Naidu, this small memento as a token of love and affection. Sir, please. Next, we have with us Ms. Nayana Devaya. She has done her MA in English Literature and 12 years she has been associated with Modern Family Doctor as an employee. Also worked as head HR and operations and founder of Druid Consultants, a company which provides operations and HR solutions. Also, ma'am is the co-founder of First Stone Reality. Ma'am, I would like to welcome you for the panel discussion and kindly appreciate. Thank you, ma'am. We have with us our next speaker, Rajiv Vayasa. Sir, a very pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes. Rajiv Vayasa is a very dynamic and motivational leader with more than 11 years of experience across different parts of the world in PNL, sales, strategy, operations, product and project management. He has completed bachelor's and master's from IIT Madras with an incredible track record of building high-performing teams, products and businesses and delivering results. Currently, he is nurturing and running EV cohorts in partnership with the government of Telangana to nurture talent and entrepreneurs in the field of electric vehicles industry. So thank you so much for joining us today online. Thank you, sir. And we have with us the moderator of this panel discussion, Ms. Suma Anigowda, a LinkedIn coach, and she has delivered many sessions to 5,000 plus college students, women entrepreneurs, and women working professionals to leverage LinkedIn. Also, she is a mentor at Prayana Labs for their Comeback to Career mission to empower women. Suma is the recipient of Kove Karnataka in 2009 award, which was held during Women's Day celebration. She has received the award for her excellence towards women community. Ma'am, I would like to welcome you for this panel. Thank you all so much for joining us. And let's hear it on an entrepreneur's journey of finding an income. Thank you.
Actually, Steven, can you participate there, speaking? Because I cannot, I'm not able to see any of you.
Yes, sir. Principals and participants are seniors.
Okay.
Yes. So happy morning, one and all. How are you all doing? Thank you all for joining this morning today with us. I'm sure you're going to learn a lot from all the panelists who are here. And myself, Kumar, I am the moderator of the session today. So as you all know, today we have a panel, the amazing panel, the topic on entrepreneur's journey, find your Ikigai, right? So next 1.5 hours, we're going to share, our panelists are going to share how they started their journey as an entrepreneur, and a lot of learnings and a lot of tips they'll be sharing. I'm sure you're going to learn a lot of it, and you can also apply the same thing when you go back to and start a business. And before we dive into the panel discussion, let me ask a question to all of you. How many of you want to become an entrepreneur? Good number of you hands. How many of you already started a business? Okay, there are a few hands. Okay, that's good, awesome. Okay, so what you can do is, as you know, our goal today is to, it could be you being a faculty or you being a student, right? So at the end of the session, you want to learn a lot of, strategies or new tips or many more things from our panelists so that you can go and apply in your startups, whichever you planning to start. And this is how the next 1 hour session goes. I'll be throwing a questions to our panelists. They'll be answering it, and post that we'll open the floor for Q&A. If they have any questions to any panelist, you can ask. That's how the next 1 hour session goes. Okay. So sounds good. So without taking much time, let's start the session. I think I would like to start the session with the questions to Rajiv. So Rajiv, can you please share your journey? I think as most of us we tied up with basically as into career or into the entrepreneur, but when I see your profile, you're into multiple things as a coach, mentor, and leader, and just multiple things. How did this journey start? Can you please tell us
Yeah. So I think one of the audios has to be muted. I could hear you, but please, there are 2 audios. Can you please mute one? And yeah, thank you very much for this question. And I would like to say you opened up this forum, right? How many entrepreneurs already exist? Right? So my first question to all the participants there: do you think entrepreneurship can be taught? Quick answers, quick. Anything you can shock me out. Yes, no, maybe. Okay, then let me ask you a follow-up question. How many of you started running from the time you were born? You are born and are just running. Okay, not the how many of you started? You had to book and new audience can open up the mic. The new audience participant. Yeah. There is third participant here, probably they can undo. So how many of you probably started swimming from the time you were just put into your pool? If we were learning, and similarly that goes with the coding, right? How many of you started coding just like that, right? Taking the keyboard and then mastering the coding. So if it is so true that all these skills are taught and are learned, then it goes beyond doubt that entrepreneurship as a skill can also be learned and can also be mastered. And then the best time to do that is while you're a student. Let me ask you why. I'll also connect the answer to the one which the moderator has asked. How many of you have the obligation to send few 10,000s or 20,000 rupees to home every month? How many of you are sending? Not anybody. Okay. How many of you are really worried about what do I cook tonight? What do I eat tonight? Which cloth do I put? Where do I stay? How do I pay the rent of the room or the hostel? Is anybody worrying about them? No, right? I could see nice smiles there. If you are really not worried about any of these things, which means that you are already living a financially independent or no obligated life, let me tell you. You are already living a non-financially obligated life, which means there is no obligation end of any month or end of every quarter or end of every year, which demands certain resources from you. But you know what is the biggest resource that you have at your hand right now? It is the time and then the access to mentors and teachers. So in these probably 2 years of MBAs or in these 4 years of engineering or in these 3 years of graduation, is 9 to 5 is all what you learn in college. And if you start focusing on 5 to 9 in building on your passion, in building an organization or in solving your problem which kind of aligns with your passion, then probably by the end of 3 years or 2 years or 4 years, you get to hire your friends as your employees than sitting for placements. Right? There is no best time there. So to answer your question, ma'am, I had this thought of becoming an entrepreneur always, right? Right from the time I came out of the campus, I thought I should be called one of the youngest CXOs or the CEOs of the company. But then I had two options. One option is start something on my own and then build on it. The other option is consider joining a reputed organizations and then understand, learn, and then grow. I, for some reason, chose the second option because right after my engineering, there was an obligation for me, right, to support the family. I chose the second option, but that was when I set a timeline for myself that in less than 10 years, that is in 2010 when I passed out of my bachelor's and master's from IT Madras, I said that in less than 10 years, I would like to be one of the youngest CXOs in the country, not by starting my own company, but working for some reputed organization. And in 2019, I was appointed as the Chief Strategy Officer for Delhi Logistics, which is India's largest logistics player. And within the same year, we started another company within Delhi called Amal India, where I was the Chief Operating Officer. And from there on, we thought, why not start something on my own? And that's where I started coming two companies on my own, and we are working. And at the same time, started mentoring and coaching the young entrepreneurs and young aspiring students, like the ones who are sitting in the hall, right, in taking this path less traveled. Sorry, I've taken a long time, but I wanted to really set the context and drive the message.
Thank you, Rajiv. The point which you mentioned, saying that what you do 9 to 5, how much it matters. What you do 5 to 9 to build your background. Help a lot for all of you. That's really good. And I'm sure you all want to implement that. Will not have started. What you want to implement 5 to 9, that's going to change the life of all of us. Okay, thank you, Rajiv, for adding that point. Okay, now my questions to Nasima. Can you please share your journey? What motivates you to become an entrepreneur? Student from out of country or as a college, what motivates you to become an entrepreneur?
So, firstly, yeah, good morning all here. And myself, Nasim, and I was an alumni of New Horizon and passed out in 2016 from mechanical department. And I was a student who wanted to be a software engineer, right? And as I am in mechanical engineering, but still I wanted to be a software engineer. I don't know why. Then the time came to placements where I couldn't crack a software company, right? It can go in any of the levels of recruitment. I was not able to crack any of the software job, and then I understood, okay, let me again try for same software companies. And then there was one edtech company, which was a very startup company which has come, like how Rajiv was mentioning. There are two ways of starting a business, right? One, once you complete your engineering, do your research work, and you quickly take some funding or you have your self-funding and start your business, right? By doing a good research work. And then the second way is work for a company and get some good experience, understand what a technical team does, what a marketing team does, what a sales team does, and then you will be coordinating with them and you will understand the inner dimensions of all these three or four parts of a business, and then is where you can start your business. I chose even the second one, like how Rajiv did. It's basically I joined the startup. If you have a plan to start your business, right, you join a startup, don't join a MNC. right? So if you are part of a startup, you get a chance to speak to multiple people because it's a small team, and you can explore more, right? So the chances of exploring things are more. So I was there with a startup for 3 years, and I chose to start a business within a 2 years of journey in the startup which is there. And then is where I thought like I didn't had a plan to start a business, to be frank, right? My goal was to work for a company and be a software engineer. Unknowingly, I was into a tech company which was into STEM education, where we teach robotics, coding, 3D printing, or the drone technology to school children, right? And I was a mentor. I started as a teacher, where I used to go to school and teach students all the subjects. And I sometimes, with my interest, I take the sales team. My job is a trainer, where I need to go to school and come back to the office, right? But I used to take my sales team which was there, so I studied in New Orleans. So I took them to that particular school. So the interest was there, right? And then is where I understood, like say, the last 1 year. After 2 years, I started working on certain things, right? If you think to start certain thing, you need to be proactive. How do you be proactive? So you need to, I heard someone have already started certain businesses, right? Or you need to have your website, or the Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube, all these things. It's very good time if you are in college, and if you start working on that, right? And start posting stuff related to your business, and just see who are all there in your field, and start posting certain things. And that is what I did. So and then you start interacting with your customers as well, right? And you can quickly start your business once your social media presence is there. And yeah, I think that's what I can say. And in your journey, if you are starting now, if you have any certain doubts, we are there here to support you and help you out.
Thank you, your journey. Jyotik, as he mentioned that, even though he's from mechanical engineer, his passion is towards the software. Same thing I did, so I'm from electronics engineer, but I started working as a Java developer, right? It's not necessarily whichever the engineer you do, you have to follow the same thing. Wherever your passion follows, right, you need to follow that. And again, you mentioned that, working in a startup, there's a lot of advantages there than working in a, like MNCs, right? Even I work in a, I think my beginning of the career started from startup. Till now, I'm working in a startup, not working in any of the big MNCs. But a lot of learnings, because we're playing a multiple roles, we'll be wearing a lot of hats. I think the amount of confidence what I carry compared to other MNCs like Accenture MNCs, those people will come and talk to me, take a guidance from me. I feel very confident, even though I work in a startup. Maybe the payroll is lesser than the MNCs, but the amount of confidence, the amount of learnings what we learn and when you work in a startup is huge. I can see that. Thank you for sharing that. Nasima. If Rajiv and Nasima shared their journey, I think Nana, we would like to know your journey. How you started journey as a woman entrepreneur, and what advice would like to give to the budding women entrepreneurs in your?
So I think even I have my own story to tell here. But yeah, I actually like whatever the panelist has spoken. I also agree with certain things that the startups, like working with startups, you a lot of experience, in your life. So I think I would second that. Okay, and my journey as an entrepreneur, I think that I didn't decide like when I came out after the college. I think when I was in school or like when I was in college, came out and trying to build my career, somewhere in my mind I knew that this is not what I'm liking. So as I mean like I try to narrate it in a not in a so sophisticated way. As you say, you might be watching lots of movies, Bollywood movies, right? And there's one movie like Salman Khan's Kick. So it's for me like whatever profession I get into, I was not getting that kick. I was like, no, this is not what I need. So I think I have changed when I started my career. I changed. I am an English literature student. I came out. I took a job. I also followed what Rajiv told because I thought like this first. I have to explore things. I have to work under few people, understand things, and then discover myself and then start. So this is, and I started my career as a proofreader. which is very much relevant to what I studied. But for 6 months, I realized, no, this is not what I am. I cannot do like a desk job or anything. I need to find something. Then I explored many things. Maybe I changed 2 3 jobs. Then I settled down as a HR in one of the healthcare. Then I knew, okay, I am people's person. So I think this is what I'm liking it. But I had to take a break in this career also, my maternity break. And after I came back, I think like that was the time like where I really wanted to start my it's rebuilding yourself. Maybe whatever you've done for last 4 5 years was gone, vanished. People have forgotten you. So then I came up like and I really for offers in my hand. I picked the startup. Honestly, Modern Family Doctor was a startup. It was coming with the plan that it was the first primary chain of clinics in Bangalore and Mumbai. And I picked it. I didn't see what is the remuneration that I can get. I didn't see. I just thought that this is where I will get what I need. I will get a lot of learning from Jay. That is how started my journey with NFP or Modern Family Doctor as HR head and operations. Where from scratch to whatever it is today, I can proudly say that I built it. I was part of it. But I think like I was with them almost 6 years, something close to 6 years. Then again that someone comes kick-started again with that no, I think it's over now. I have to find something. This is not what I wanted because I was trying to settle down there. I thought like great job, I get my incentives, everything. I'm a boss there, so I thought like everything is nice here. But somewhere like down the line, like I thought like no, this belongs me. So that is when I came out and started my company. My company. I took almost a year. Once I came out of the company, it's not like I did it immediately. I gave myself so much of time in exploring things, what I want to do. I first started with an app, finding out like some emergency apps and all. Then I realized this is not workable. Then I connected with Bangalore Club, which is in Iran, and I was finding some apps for them to be healthcare. But I was very sure I want to be healthcare. So I tried everything. Then last I realized that no, I think I should do what I am good at, what I know. So that is where like I know I'm a people person. I'm very strong in operations, execution of business, streamlining things. So that is when I started my startup. I founded Google Consultants to help everyone, whoever is a startup to streamline them because I feel like the basic foundation is very much important. So that is what my company does. This is my journey, like from an employee to learn. To everybody that you don't need to be an entrepreneur to be an entrepreneur mindset. You can be today also like it's mindset. It is mindset. When you're working, you don't have to work as an employee. You have to work as an it's my company. You have to discover yourself. Don't think you're working for else for like some remuneration every month you get it. You have to work for yourself. It's like you're enjoying it, to learn, to become, to growing that. So this is my journey from school to Ikigai.
Super. Inspiring.
So this was my journey from a student to employee, then coming to the management team, and then coming back to road and discover myself there. So this is what I am.
That's a great journey, Neha. I think as you mentioned, it's not necessary you should every time hold the technical skills to become an entrepreneur. I think as you mentioned, the two skills to become an entrepreneur is one is the people skill, what you have, the soft skill, what you have, and the mindset of having it to become an entrepreneur. So that major more than the technical skills, if you along with the technical skills, you have a soft skills that's also important to have a entrepreneurship journey. I think that's what Neha added. Thank you very much. I would like to move to Rajiv for the next question. I think who else can answer this question? Being a mentor, Rajiv. I think what is the importance of having a mentor, and how one can choose a mentor? I think there's a lot of people have a dilemma. How can if I go and ask, would they agree to become a mentor? And what's the approach one has to adopt to find a mentor? Or is it right to have a, what's the right time when startup can have a mentor?
Okay, so you're talking about how important it is to choose the mentor and how to support, am I right?
Yes.
Great. This is a very, very interesting and practical question, right? If you look at the history, right from the days of, say, Dronacharya to the current days where we talk about, right, even Virat Kohli, one of the world's best class batsmen, is also being mentored. That sets the context and makes the, I would say, impact on the message that I would like to communicate here, that mentors are inevitable for the success of the entrepreneur. In a book that I read, there is this statement that is made. The statement goes like this: there is safety in the multitude of counsels, right? There is safety in the multitude of counsels. Now, in what context was this made? The statement was made in the context of a king waging a war against his enemy, and before going to the war, he takes the advice and he puts from the council of ministers and wise men within his kingdom. Now, for an entrepreneur, it is no less than a king who is trying to wage a war in the market, in stabilizing his product, in establishing his services, and in making his mark relevant and felt in the industry. Now, if that were so, even if the king is dependent on the councils and then the mentors and then the advisors, it is very, very, very important for the startup entrepreneurs also to rightly leverage the ecosystem of mentors. There are three important, I would say, benefits that startups will gain from choosing the right mentors and being mentors. Number one, who are mentors? Mentors are probably those, I would say, entrepreneurs or those personalities who would have already traveled the path, and potentially know the possible bumps and ditches and blocks within the path. So what happens? Since they have already come through the path, they can turn inside and tell you, hey, you know what? There is a possible glitch there, right? There is a possible, I would say, hurdle there. You will have to navigate at these locations here. You will have to right, try to set your course slightly, right? So that is not it's obvious. The obvious, I would say, hurdles, the obvious points of failure, the obvious points of fall can be avoided from the wisdom of the mentor. That is number one. Number two, what happens for a startup entrepreneur if he doesn't have a mentoring? He might fall into the trap of this. Trap number one, getting his ideas vetted or discussed with his close peers, families and friends. When he discusses that, two things could happen. One, they might overprice and overestimate and then say that, wow, this is the best in class in the world, and completely take him away from the reality. Or number two, they can be overcritical in mentioning that, hey, you know what, this is not the right thing or you cannot succeed, etc. Right? So the possibility of either being excessively praised or extremely criticized, this is the, I would say, the trap in which the startup mentor might find himself or herself. But when he has the right mentor, he gets his right neutral, I would say, feedback and a right neutral, I would say, approach for him to take it forward. And last and most important thing is the third one. I'm sure you heard this particular statement multiple times. A person's net worth depends on his network. Let me repeat again. A person's net worth depends on his network. And a venture, which otherwise you will have to take and you will have to invest a lot of time and efforts in building the relevant network that will help you accelerate in your entrepreneurial journey. And venture, by default of his networking knowledge that exists, you get connected to the entire network and networks of him through the mentor, right? So these are the three ways. Number one, they help you avoid potential failures, which are obvious, but obvious failures, if only you are careful, you can avoid them. Number two, they give you the right perspective, not being excessively critic or overly praising about your startup. And most importantly, you will have an opportunity to tap into the network/network. So A mentor's role is very, very important. And how do you identify a mentor? Go on to Google and then say, the best mentor in India. No, that doesn't work, right? How do you identify those right mentors? Fortunately, there are wonderful platforms that are available right now, say for example, LinkedIn. And many industry experts put forth the content, their views, their opinions on different industries that they are related with. Start, start following them. Start observing what they are trying to communicate. Try to connect with them, send them a message. Don't immediately start the, hey, I need a mentor, will you be a mentor? Right? Because we get hundreds and thousands of such messages, right? Engage into such conversations. Try to gain what they are trying to speak and be ready to absorb and identify what is relevant in that particular information that is being shared to your particular company. And the match will automatically and very naturally happen. And once this happens, it is so brilliant. You always need to have one core mentor and multiple mentors in multiple segments. Don't be again biased with just one mentor. You need to have definitely one core mentor, but also you need to have this smaller, shorter mentors to help you with multiple things. Hope I was able to add value to this particular question.
Yes, Raju, I think very much. I think you really gave a very important importance of having a mentor. I think few of you guys raised your hands and asked questions. How many of you started a business right around that? So the people who raised hand, let me ask questions. Do you have a mentor for your business journey? Anybody has a mentor for the business journey?
So far, no, but nowadays, yeah.
Okay. I think by listening to the Rajiv's input, I think you can seriously think of considering having a mentor. I think having a mentor and coach, I think it's most of them is outside the India. Now majorly it's nowadays in India also it's become a trend to have a coach or mentor to anyone. I think initial stage you guys need to grab that mentorship opportunity, get some mentor and then get their inputs and get whatever the inputs they share, I think you can start applying those inputs in your business. I'm sure it's going to help you longer. I think other point what Raju mentioned about the networking, as he mentioned, it's very much important. I think I would add one framework which I keep always saying. So whenever you want to apply, do a network with anyone, apply the chess game formula. I think few of you might attend my session, you already got to know. When I say chess game, basically, how many of you know how to play the chess game? I think few of you already know. Okay, so when you play a chess game, just having a connection with king and queen, do you think you can win the game? No, right? So king and queen, those are the top executives, right? Consider that. Okay, second set of people. Okay, just having a relationship with horse and the elephant. Do you think you can win the chess game? No, those are the middle management people, right? So and again, just having a connection with the soldier. Do you think you can win the game? No. So in the chess, how we have to have a connection with the king and queen, that's the top management, and a connection with the horse and elephant, that's middle management people, and soldiers, lower management. So in our life or in your entrepreneurship journey, in any of the job we are doing it, we should always follow this chess game, having a connection with the top management, middle management, lower management. We never know from where we can get the opportunity, right? So don't think I need to connect with the top and MNCs people. You never know, if you connect with Narasimha, you can get a number of opportunities, right? So try to apply this chess game whenever you want to connect with the people. Thank you, Raji, for adding that point on networking. So now I would like to ask a question to Narasimha. How to know that if you are ready to start your startup? I think some of them, they want to become an entrepreneur, they want to start a business. How do they know that they are really ready to start a startup?
Yeah. So firstly, it all depends on how you think, right? So you want to work for a company or you want to start a business, right? So it's basically as we discussed, like it all depends on you. Like if you have a mindset of starting a business, right? And you need to get into it. As I told you, you need to have certain social media and interact with certain customers into your business, and that is where you can take it forward. And when will you get to know you are ready for your to start a business, right? So it, I think once you are in college, you all do the background work, right? And then is where you need to get into to start your business, right? And you also need to, as you know, like you need to also work with certain startups, and it depends. Like if you have funding and if you already have certain money, you can quickly start with your business, or you can work with the company and then do your startup. You can go there.
Well, I would say like, if anybody for any point of time, like, yes, if you want to be successful in life, certain discipline is very important. Yeah. So what I would say is, discipline is very much important. So as Rajiv told, like, what you do 9 to 5 is something like, you can't avoid it. You have to come to a college, you have to have your mark sheets and everything. But after 9, that 5 to 9 is very important. Now what happens to inculcate, like, how disciplined you are. On daily basis, what are you doing for yourself? Like, if you have a dream, to achieve that, what are you doing? Okay, if you want to become a sports person, boxer, whatever it is, what are you doing? You can just dream, right? So you have to wake up early and find a good teacher, who can teach you that, and you have to work on your fitness. There are so many things which you have to be doing. So that discipline is very important. No, it's not. It is not. So that discipline is very important. So I mean, it's not like I want to become this and you don't do anything for that. So definitely, like you have to start practicing every day. Maybe you can half an hour, give it for that. Whatever you are, wanting to do, at least half an hour, 1 hour. Every day on daily basis, you have to. So second thing what I would like to say is dream big. Please dream. But when I say dream, I mean dream is not that you see when you're asleep.
Rajiv, can you hear us now? Now it's okay. Rajiv, can you hear us? Yes, yes.
So my second point was dreaming big. And when it is dream is I don't believe in dream like which comes when you're deep in sleep. Dream should be something that should not allow you to sleep. So dream in the night and work forward for it in the morning. So dream should disturb you every time. Dream should disturb your sleep every time. So that is what is dream forward. And the third thing what I would say is networking. Everybody now talks about networking. For me, networking is little different. I don't see networking is social media or how many followers you have in LinkedIn or anything. I would say the right people around you because you're a student now and what kind of friendship you are making, with whom you are roaming around. Is that you're with an optimistic guy a friend who is always encouraging you, be with you in your ups and downs, encourage you in what you want to do, or somebody who say, "Hey, chalo macha, we go to club and all." So being with the right person is very important and at this age because this is the age wherein you have to be like, you don't have, once you come out of the college, you will not have this kind of time to, search for yourself, your inner me, discover your, you don't have that time, because I have a 12-year-old, kid, and today is like, the peer pressure what he has, like, he has to do something. I didn't have that when I was 12, honestly. For me, like, it is only eating, dancing, going to school, coming back. But for my son, it is not like that. So when you're here as an MBA grad, like, going out, like, graduates, you don't have that time, okay? So this is the time wherein, like, you know who is right for you. Who is a right companion for you, with whom you have to be spending more and more time with. So I would say, like, 3 things which is very important as a student: discipline. If you are dreaming something, you have a goal, then please work for it. Second thing, dream. If you're dreaming, the dream is not when you're sleeping and you're getting it. That dream is when you are not getting the sleep. Third thing, having right people around you. So I think these are the 3 important, points I would give to the, future, future of our country. That, I think it's very important.
That's really deep. I think we always heard about big dreams, right? But then today we got to know about
I never said that.
No, not like that. When you say a disturbing dream means like when you think about to achieve something in your life, right? So you should always think about that, right? So every day we'll get a number of thoughts, but the person who take an action towards to achieve that, right? So then how did you get into it? Achieve that. I think it's one of my favorite quote. I always put action is the mother of all opportunity. If you want to achieve anything, take an action. By just thinking, we cannot achieve anything. Thank you for sharing that, Sneha.
I think that I really agree. The time that these days have now, from 5 to 9, is something that we actually miss out. Yeah, because as you go up in your life in terms of your responsibilities, career, that time will be distributed among people and your work. So people who will do this now are the ones who are going to make this happen. That's right. Wonderful. Very well said. Thanks for that.
So next question to Rajiv. I think you've been mentoring a lot of people. So I just want to know how one has to invest their personal time to become a better entrepreneur. Can you hear me? Okay, I would like to repeat the question. How one has to invest their personal time to become a best entrepreneur, a better entrepreneur? I think we can't hear you. No, you should unmute. Oh, wait, no, we can't. We can't hear you.
So you and switch on the speaker. We switch it on.
Once then we are checking here.
Yes, Saji?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So let me appreciate it's a beautiful auditorium, very neat and clean. See, there is don't get me wrong that I'm quoting the movie dialogue, but very recently there was a movie that was released, and then the movie says like this: success is not a right. Success is not a destination; it's a journey. It doesn't have full stop; it's only a comma, right? I would like to kind of change it. Of course, I'm not my responsibility to make that statement, but still I would change it and then make a statement as Rajiv Babu. The statement is this: entrepreneurship is not a destination, and entrepreneurship is a journey, right? So when we say entrepreneurship is a journey, every second, every minute, and every moment and every experience that we have is something very crucial for us to learn. Example, just as an example, right? It is very easy for me to say, okay, there are so many hiccups, there are so many things, let me just switch it off and then let the other moderators handle the session and I would rather invest my time into my business, right? That is very easy. But then the very fact that I chose to be here and then even trying to understand what the other entrepreneurs are sharing from their experiences and then see what I could pick things from there, right? Is again, that's my selfish game. So as an entrepreneur, you need to be selfish. Look at every moment, look at every experience, look at every opportunity as something through which you can learn. There is also another saying, right? If you have decided to taste, even if the particular dish is bitter, it is sweeter for you. Why? Because the intent with which you started to lavish this dish is not to really enjoy it, but the intent is you wanted to taste it, right? So this is also the same, right? Some experiences could be bitter, some experience could be sweet, some experience could be challenging, but that doesn't really matter as long as your attitude towards it and your intent towards that is to learn from it, right? So for an entrepreneur, every moment, every minute, every experience, every interaction, every meeting, even every message on LinkedIn or WhatsApp or even a hi or hello is a learning opportunity. And when you learn, see, the man is not necessarily defined, man is generally defined by two things, the depth and breadth of his learning, right? The depth into any particular segment, how deep you can go, and then the breadth. So this is again, one of my mentors made this statement, right? He says that, hey Raju, you know what? You need to be, you need to know everything about something and something about everything. Let me repeat, I know it is more like a riddle. You need to know everything about something that defines the depth of it. And you need to know something of everything that defines the depth of it. So, in every experience that you have, make sure you are either increasing your depth or you're increasing your breadth, right? In either ways, you'll always be making it. So, from my perspective, how much time you need to invest? I say your life itself is an investment that you need to make in an entrepreneurial journey, right? So there is no definite boundaries on let me read 5 minutes, let me read 10 minutes, let me invest 1 hour every day. No. Your life itself is an investment. Every experience is an opportunity for you to learn. Every interaction is an opportunity for you to treasure. Live the moment and cherish it.
I think it's a nice input, Rajiv. I think instead of saying, okay, you need to invest 4 hours, 5 years to become an entrepreneur, to learn something, Rajiv's the point what you mentioned is very right. Every opportunity, I think the conversation, what you think someone might be busy watching your mobile, and some of you not listening to us, but every opportunity, what's happening here, every you can learn, many things from every conversation by seeing outside, by seeing anything, it could be social media, by talking to mentor, by talking to your faculty, or anything, right? So every opportunity you'll be learning, so don't miss that opportunity, utilize that opportunity so that you can learn many things. That's what he's trying to. Thank you, Ravi, for that. So my next question to Nasima. So people are now really confused. Should I go for a job or should I become an entrepreneur? So what is your input on that? Like when they have a dilemma, how one has to think to become an entrepreneur or to choose a job?
It can be the other way as well. I'll come to that as well. So firstly, when you are in college, you might be thinking if I have a job, because it can be in multiple ways. Everyone cannot be an entrepreneur just like that, because we also need to think about our family and certain commitments which you have, right? And accordingly, you need to take an action, right? So you can't just say, I want to be an entrepreneur and I will just jump into it, right? You need to have certain thought process behind it, and accordingly you need to plan. So not really this discussion which we are having is mostly on entrepreneurship or to run a business, right? So not really you need to be an entrepreneur, as ma'am was mentioning. You can even be a very well successful person if you do a job as well. Example can be Sundaram Pichai. So he is not a owner of a company, he is an employee of the company, right? And he is in one of the top positions which is there. So you need to, even if you do a job, firstly, if you are planning to build your career in job or doing certain being part of a business, right? You need to put all the skills, like being proactive or hardworking or smart work. All these things which are a part of an entrepreneur, you can implement there, and you can still be successful as having being in a job, right? And that's one part of it. And the other one is there are 3 parts. That's one part, and the second one is being an entrepreneur, as we all discussing, and it's a skill where it comes with experience. And the third part is you can work for a certain period of your life for a job, and then you can be an entrepreneur. This is the third way. These are the ways which you can think in what exactly which fits to you.
Thanks, appreciate that. I think as you rightly said that just having a job or just world, lot of competition is there. It should be a combination of, okay, you can work along with that, you can start your journey, you can do the combination of things, because there's a lot of competition is happening. It's having one thing, it's really not sufficient. Having multiple things is also going to add a lot of value.
I'll just add a
Yeah.
point. With my own experience, as I told, I was working with a startup. For the 2 years, I didn't think about having a startup. And third year is what I seriously had a thought and I started working on it. But still, I didn't leave the job which I was doing because the commitments which were there were a little serious. So I couldn't quit at that time. So parallelly, I was working on it. It's more than 6 hours or 8 hours a day. With my job, I used to work with this. Basically, what do I do? I just mentor students. I teach students on different technology-related concepts. I reached certain space where I crossed more than my salary part which was there. Then is where I thought I need to add one of the team member. I was still working there and I was doing more money which was there in the salary part, and I already hired a person. And now I think you can still work like that. One, take a risk and do it. One, play a safe game. Work somewhere and have a parallel thought which you need to build as a business or something.
Thank you. Then I know the next question goes to you. If you're a faculty in college, what are the few things you really suggest to the students to become successful? Assume you are a faculty and you're teaching.
I think I was loving when I did my literature, I wanted to be a faculty, in fact. So, yeah, you guys are engineers, so maybe whatever you speak is very technical, but I come from a literature background, so most of dramatic, kind of answer what I can give. No, I'm a people person, I'm not a technology person or app person or anything, I'm a people person, right? So I would tell, whatever you're running, startup, whatever, do you run a business without people? You need people, right? So that is the basic thing I think anybody should have. The skill, people management. You get people from different culture, different backgrounds, different education, different departments you have. So how do you use their skills? How do you make them work with one goal? Because people come from different states, different cultures. And if you are running a company that is run with one goal, right? If you are running a software company, you have a product, and tomorrow your product has to be a big brand, right? So everybody has to be working towards it, right? So how do you have 100 employees, 1,000 employees? How do you make all your employees have that mindset? How do you give that organization culture to a person? How do you identify a person's weakness, a strength? Look, all of us does not say that, I am good. No, I have good and bad in me, right? That doesn't mean that you throw me out, correct? So what you have to do, you take the good from the people. So how do you identify that good in a person? How do you nurture it, nourish it? How do you use it for your benefit, to run your company? So I think before running any kind of app or technology, anything, please understand who is running it. The mindset of a person who is running it. How can you take his complete attention to what he is doing? How you can make him to give his soul for your dreams, right? You alone cannot lead an army, right? You need people. It's not like entrepreneurship or starting a company. It's not one-man army. As you grow, there is 100 of people joining you. So as a faculty, if I get a chance, I think I will be lecturing, pouring you only with people management, people. Because down the line, I'm seeing that people are not in any kind of shows. I'm not seeing that is given any kind of importance. I want to ask, but I'm watching in TV or something, so my voice is not heard. Boss, how are you running it? Your machine is not running it for you. There is somebody to go and switch on your machine. What is that you are doing for that? Right? So if I were a faculty, only people, how do you manage, the people, how you grow with them, how you take them with you? That would be my favorite and all-time topics, wherever I go.
If you faculty are running home and you can adopt that, having that. What do you think?
Because in our experience, when we are integrating startups here, and there are times that we face this challenge of people management. So first is how to build a team.
Yeah, so
how to give the scope of this one. Second, when you have a team, how to sustain it from one phase to second phase to third phase. So your seniors, super seniors who got into entrepreneurship had these challenges, they learned it. And they are successful in their enterprises now with pretty big teams. But this learning has to happen. Sooner you do it, it is going to add a lot of value. Otherwise, it will be learned hard.
You know, to add one more experience, I think the point is telling about how the importance of the people management, right? I think as I said, I'm from electronics and background, so I switched to the Java software engineer, wherein I know a bit of Java coding, but still I was able to sustain till the project manager. I know people coding, but I was able to sustain not because of I know the intent of coding, because I know I'm good at the people management, I'm good at networking, I know how to manage the people, right? So just having that skill from the person who don't know ABC of Java coding, I will reach to project management just because I had that skill and manage the coding part. It's not a big part, right? So people management is very much important. It could be in your career as a job or it could be not. Okay, I think so. We are running out of time. I think I would like to, yeah. So I'd like to end with some rapid questions to all of you. So same questions goes to all of you. I think I'll begin with Rajiv. So try to, can you please describe yourself in 3 words so that people will come to know more about you. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Sorry, can you please repeat?
Yeah, so we are almost come to the end of the session, Rajiv. So I'm going to ask a rapid questions to all of you. Same question. And the first question is, can you please describe yourself in 3 words?
Can you describe yourself in 3 words?
Okay, so I think energetic, enthusiastic, and innovative.
Super. Thank you.
Yeah, so mine, I don't have the exact number. I can say dream big is one. And in the same way, have the ground reality clear. That's it.
Thank you.
I will say attitude, attitude, attitude. Everyday I just have attitude.
Okay. So, can you please let us know what are the 3 apps that you help you to stay organized and top of your work? Daily you're using those 3 apps which will make you the top of your job.
Could you get the question, Rajiv?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so which 3 apps do you use which help you to stay organized?
Okay, to stay organized, I use this, right? I prefer writing, but interestingly, I use WhatsApp to really, I mean, before the end of the day and before the beginning of the day, I kind of put down the important checklist that needs to be done. I kind of communicate what needs to be communicated to the teams of the clients, etc., the previous evening. So I like the way WhatsApp organizes things rightly. And second thing, I always maintain a to-do list. Most of the to-do list is on the tools, but sometimes I also use this Google Keep, etc. But WhatsApp to-do list, and also I thought if people like to use it this way, I really overuse the LinkedIn in the sense both to understand what things I intend to do, what things I have finished, what things are happening right now, so that the relevant stakeholders can get in touch and then from there things can happen. So WhatsApp, LinkedIn, and to-do list. That's all.
Thanks, Rajiv. Next one.
In my case, I think the trend is towards Instagram, right? I always, because my target audience or someone, you say they're more into Instagram, which is there, and I follow Instagram a lot. And one is, of course, WhatsApp is where we do all the business and discussions and things that is there. And YouTube is one of the third app which I can see, because I get to learn things with no cost, right? Even if you need to learn something about a business or a case study of a certain business or certain things, I think YouTube is the best platform.
Little different here because again, like I'm not a person who's always into phone. She commented on my LinkedIn, account that I think she told. So I'm not, a app person or anything. But yes, for my work, what I require is WhatsApp because my clients, feel very comfortable chatting in WhatsApp, so I use WhatsApp. Mails, without mails, I don't think I can, do. So mails is, very important. I think these two and Google Meet, yeah, every time.
the same question, I think my answer, the app or other applications I'm using all the time is like this, like this, like this. Okay, and the next question to all of you. Who is the one entrepreneur in India who you inspired most? Who get inspired most? Who's your favorite entrepreneur in India? We can't hear you, Rajiv.
Yeah. So for me, it is Elon Musk.
Yeah, in my case, when I started the journey of entrepreneurship, from then my inspiration or a mentor, I can say, I didn't even speak, I can say it's Ratan Tata, because he is not an entrepreneur. People still say he is an industrialist, right? So because you see hundreds of billions of revenue generating companies like Adani or Ambani, where they generate so much of money. But I saw recently Ratan Tata donated or it's not his work. He has donated 102 billion to the welfare of Indian society. I always get inspired from Ratan Tata.
Thank you.
Again, I have a different answer here. I don't follow one person. Or there is nothing like role model, like seeing somebody like For me, everywhere, like whoever I meet, and I feel like they are better than me. I try to learn something from them. So for me, each and every person is an entrepreneur who comes with an idea or like the positive attitude within them, which gives me energy. Is I think I follow them. So whoever inspires me, maybe like some person. Sometimes you will meet Pushkara like anybody. But that point of time, I see somebody and like I see their achievements, and I think like that gives me an extra additional energy to go that day and work and do something. So, but yeah, if I have to name something, I think I just go with Ratan Tata. I love him.
I think I've been asking a lot of questions. The last questions to all of you. What is the one book you would like to recommend for every entrepreneur to read?
One book that you would like to recommend, Rajnish, to all the entrepreneurs?
Think and Go Rich, right, by Napoleon Hill. Read it, and I mean that will inspire. That will definitely inspire.
Rajiv, can you repeat the name of the book? Thank you.
Okay, yeah, it is by Napoleon Hill. You need to read Think and Grow Rich.
Thank you.
Yeah, so as we say, reading books is good, but I don't read any books. I don't like reading books. I think it's one of the important skills, but I don't know. I'm not in that path. But I visually see and understand it. I understand better. You say I have a mentor. I have done a business studies with that particular mentor. I think you can follow Mr. Rajiv Talreja. So he's one of the best coach, you can say, where I have learned a lot from him. So I think you can follow him in YouTube or Instagram. He's there. So yeah, there are different ways of learning certain things. My way is this way.
How would
I most books on like success stories, failures, everything. But what has helped me a lot, like is in my career growth or like to grow from there and nowhere to whatever. I think the book called The Corporate Chanakya. I don't know if you guys have heard about it from Radhakrishna Sile. I think that is the book. Anybody has people say how to be Bhagavad Gita and everything. I would say like this book also like if you want to be an entrepreneur, I think like this book is very very important, and don't read it as a novel, please. Don't read it as a book. Read it as like your textbooks, like wherein you go by line by line, question by question. Trust me, it might be sounding very joke, because you are in that stage. I will not blame anyone for that, because I have also come from that stage here. Okay, but trust me, this book will help you in every phase of life. So whenever you get a time, don't read that book as just a book or a novel. Please read that book as one of your curriculum, one of your another a part of academic. Please.
Thank you. I think we are almost come to the end of session. I think to add on the books part, I think the corporate, we started working. Okay, what are the technical book references required to complete the project? Touch it. Otherwise, no touching the book. I think recently, I think from past 2 to 3 years, I realized that the importance of reading the books. The person who never used to touch any book, okay, so I started reading the books, and then because I started getting the importance of it. And if in one book, if you just get a one line of it, and if you go and implement that, that's more than sufficient. So with that, understanding the importance of book, I started reading. Along with that, I started my own initiative called Books for Her, where encouraging the rural girls to read more books and reading the books for them. So I really, appreciate all of you. Not after completing your graduation, don't stop reading the book. Please start completing the book. You're going to learn a lot of things. So with that, we come to the end of the session. I would like to thank Rajiv, Nasima, and Naina for adding a lot of value and inputs. I'm sure all the audience for a lot of inputs. Thank you
Yeah. So thank you very much. But just before we conclude, let me again talk to the New Horizon College of Engineering and Dr. Sheila and all the management, everybody there. Let me talk about the initiative which we have taken in the state of Telangana, and we started giving us a lot of results. Probably let me show that particular initiative to you and then see if we can benefit from it. Now, what we have done is we have identified around 60 people, right, who have the aspirations to become entrepreneurs, but they do not know where to start, how to start, no concept, no MVP, nothing. All they had is the great determination and the conviction that they want to be entrepreneurs. So we created a very practical 25 to 30 hour curriculum along with the English Business Hyderabad, and we started teaching these youngsters. I spent almost 2 weeks with them, 9 to 5 every day, morning to Friday, 2 batches, right, delivering and working closely with them. And out of those 30 batch, we had about 8 startups that came up, which were funded by the government of Telangana, right? And this is just the beginning, and they will soon be eligible to many other funds that are already available in the country, the fund of the funds of 10,000 crores by the government, right? So if the New Horizon College of Engineering and the students of the management there are really keen to change this college from production of engineers to a factory of entrepreneurs, let us discuss on how we can repeat the same success story that we have repeated at the Ministry of Business, and also let me tell you, we are doing again the same thing at Madras Christian College, Chennai, non-technical, all literature and arts, but we are again working on developing and building entrepreneurs from there. So this is a well-proven, I would say, path that is available. So if you are keen and interested, we can connect and then take this conversation forward. Thank you very much, Dr. Sheelan, and rest of the mentors there, and the wonderful students who have been there for patiently learning to us the last 1 hour. Great to connect with you. Take care. Tata. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Rajiv. Please be ready, everybody will take it to 100. Thanks a lot for all your questions.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So my heartfelt thanks to the panel. I think the wonderful thoughts that have come out, I am sure will be helping you in each and every step of your life. So thank you so much for a wonderful moderation, the kind of questions you have asked, and the answers that we have received from all the panel members. Thank you, Naseema. Thank you so much, Naina. And thank you, Rajiv.
So if you have any questions
Thank you.
from panelists, so you can connect with them on LinkedIn and you can ask
We will have
questions.
it. So what we'll do, we will finish one small presentation from Naseema. He has some wonderful offering to all of you. Let's understand what he's trying to tell us. And if we are left with some time, we would be able to Q&A with the panelists.
Can I take 2 minutes before,
Please.
because I had a question, which I, very conveniently, not answered or ignored it, because I wanted to keep it to the last.
No, go ahead.
There is a question for me that, what is the advice I'll be giving to the budding woman entrepreneurs? Yes, now what?
Yeah, I will be muted. Whenever it is relevant,
Yeah, so what I say to everyone, the main thing is that, what usually we do is that, we have a fear that, something a man can do and a woman cannot do. And And I think like, that is something what you have in your mind. A woman is capable of doing anything. If we can, we are born in one family, we are coming to other family, we are giving new life, right? We are bringing new life to this world. When we have that strength in us, why do we feel very weak when, because we see, men are little muscular than us or like, little taller than us, right? Mentally, it is mental strength. How strong are you is here, not here. So I think, nobody can help you unless you help yourself. You should be coming out of it that, he's a man, no, everybody are equal. And I come up with so many, videos or like, news saying like, fighting for equality, right? I would say that, why are you fighting for equality? Why don't you think you are superior than them? Right? Stop fighting for equality and you are superior, much, much more superior from them. Please don't come down to fight for equality. You are strong enough to be successful. So this is the one thing that I kept it for the last because I didn't want it to
I
go
think it's
this
much late, much later.
Is it Mr. Rajiv Dixit has it? Can you see the screen?
Rajiv, can you, is it discuss you? Yeah. Yeah, students, I have a very interesting presentation. I know it's lunch time. I'll just take 5 to 10 minutes and I'll close it off. Then, to set a context, what I'm going to present here, it doesn't always mean that you need to start something from scratch. You can also continue from a proven business, and you can even take that forward, right? STEMX is a company. It's a 2.5-3-year-old company. So like I started STEMX in 2019, and it was all more of hands-on learning in schools and till 12th grade, from grade 1 till grade 12, we do normally. And then COVID started, 2020. It was a challenging time, and then we took everything to online mode. And now you can go to the next step. Yeah, so what do? We do online live STEM. So STEM means science, technology, engineering, math, right? So students learn robotics, 3D printing, drone technology, artificial intelligence from school itself, right? It's not, just to tell you the reality, when I was in engineering, I did my project in PE. I just gave the idea and they manufactured and they gave it to me, right? Most of the projects happen like that. But if you start from school, then is where you can see the results in engineering or in the corporate world. So then we have studios where students come to our centers in Indiranagar and Whitefield, and STEM in schools from grade 1 till grade 12. We have STEM program in schools as well. And most interesting part which we have recently launched is the STEMX franchisee. Like say if you guys are passing out from your higher education and graduation, you still have an option of franchisee, and you can quickly, you don't need to wait or you don't need to work somewhere to get experience. You can quickly start a business as it is proven and it's already, things are placed. You just need to start. And this is our track record. We have 12 schools in Bangalore, all are Tier 1 schools in Bangalore, which are also New Horizon schools are also part of it. And we clock 10,000 plus students all over the globe, online, offline, schools, everything. And then we have two STEM studios, as I told you, in Whitefield and Indranagar. And then it's a 10-member team. We recently, 2.5 years, we started, we had a 10-member team. And these are the STEM subjects, right? So you can see coding, AI, app development, game development, robotics, electronics, 3D printing, and drone technology. It's not for college students, it's for grade 1 to grade 10 students, grade 12 students. And there is a certain segregation from, like say, few of the courses are from grade 5 to 12, few of the courses are from grade 3 to 12, and things like that. Next. And this is our growth chart. So in 2019, 2020, when we started, with me, with one of our other couple of team members, we were able to do 32 lakhs in 2021, and 2022 we are going to touch 1 CR. This is there, and we didn't take any fundings from anyone, and it's all self-funded from my family, and we are able to do as such business. And the idea of this presentation is the STEMX franchisee which is there, and an advanced learning center for robotics, electronics, 3D printing, drone technology for school children, right? If you are passionate in teaching children, not the traditional math or science or Hindi or English, it's very important, but if you are in engineering, or if you have a passion to teach technology to students, so this is the way. And to say about the STEMX group, it's started in 2019, and the offline centers in Whitefield and Indranagar, and the online STEM program, we have it in 8 countries, which is India, Dubai, USA, Singapore, England, Nepal, Canada, and Japan. So the majority of the students are from India and Dubai, and very few students from the other countries which are there. And 12 schools, as I told. And as I have an experience of 7+ years in the same field, as I told you, I'm very thankful to New Horizon, because an edtech company in STEM education came here, and I got a chance to work there, and I was able to build a STEM-based company, which is going successfully as of now, right? And then, yeah, the next one. So why choose STEMX? If you are planning to have your franchisee, why choose STEMX? So 10,000+ students, 50,000+ sessions, online, offline schools have been done, and mentors, 12 school centers, and 8 countries. Strong presence in Bangalore. So I want to have a center in each part of Bangalore. The STEMX should be there in each part of Bangalore is what my dream for now is. Because now we have the master centers, which are our own centers in Indranagar and Whitefield, and we have given away 3 centers already in Koramangala, I layout near Tin Factory, and HSR layout to our franchisee owners, just in 2 months of time. And so initially I would like to start this only in Bangalore, and then take it to the other tier 1 cities like Hyderabad or Chennai or Kochi or even North India. Right, a good network with schools, community in Bangalore. We have a database of say 1,200 schools in Bangalore, where even our franchisee owners can just reach there. And good network with parents community in Bangalore, and a grand social media presence with 12,000+ followers in Instagram, which is STEMX India. If you like, you can see all the details, and even the other social media platforms as well. And product and service. We have a very good R&D and curriculum team, where at times the curriculum need to be changed, right? So now the era of drone technology or EV vehicles or 3D printers, which is there. You say 3D printers, there are institutes or organizations which are building houses with 3D printers. And drone technology, the Swiggy and Zomato or Dunzo guys will disappear very soon in 3 or 4 years, where drones will deliver you food or the medicines or things like that. And drone taxis are also coming. And so we keep our curriculum updated. All this what I'm discussing is for school children, and we have made such nice diluted curriculum for school children. And yeah, franchisee USP, unique selling point in franchisee. This is a market in which there aren't that many players as of yet. So it makes it all the more attractive an industry to enter. Because if you say technology for higher education, you have Upgrad, Unacademy, you have Edureka. There are many companies teach higher education, right? And for schools, there is no one, right? There are one or two people, but still, this is a business to enter if you are interested. So investment, I'll just keep it simple. So this is the basic plan which we have, which is 8.5 lakh investment, and the place which you need to have for your center is 400 to 500 square feet, and skills and entrepreneurship mindset, and long-term vision is to stay with that business. And this is the advanced plan which is there, which is of 50 lakhs and 900 to 1000 square feet place which you need to have. And the low cost, if you are planning to invest in a business, which this has low cost investment. You saw the numbers, right? So you need to invest that one. That is a one-time investment and run the business for a long time. And we will be providing you support, and it's an established brand, 3-year-old brand, and social media presence is good, and transparency and growth opportunity, quick returns on whatever you invest. You can skip this. You can skip this also. And this is a cycle in STEM education where you have a STEMX studio, and then you can even do online STEM program, and then you can get it to schools, and then there is a competition which is called Bangalore Robotics Olympiad, which we are organizing, STEMX is organizing. So there should be an output, right? It's not just learning certain skill and living it out. So kids participate in the competitions as well. And this is our studios in Whitefield and Indiranagar, where kids, you can see they're working on 3D printers or working on robotics. You can see a humanoid robot where kids are working. Thanks. And this is in schools, in the Tier 1 international schools which I was mentioning. You can see if it is a STEM or robotics class, you can see the excitement in school children, right? So they build a robot and program. And this is more of the online STEM programs which we have. You can see a child designed a drone, right, with a CAD software. Thanks. You can skip this. You can skip this. The last slide there. I think 34. Next one more. Yeah. So if you have any queries, if you or your known people or your family, if they are interested in starting certain business which is not there before and which is going to be a revolution in upcoming few years, right? These centers are not there anyway, and it's going to be a revolution if you or your known people are ready to invest in this STEM education. Firstly, you can go to Google and see what is STEM education and understand more, and then you can inquire more. Can you go down? Yeah, so you can follow us in Instagram, and you can reach us if you are interested in this business. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the presentation. Thank you so much. Participants will break for lunch now, the same place where we have been having. And 1:45 sharp will join back in room number 303.
ಅವರೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ ನೀನು
ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಷ್ಟ ಮೇಲೆ
APA
don't be having problem, huh? Will invest. But we won't be having